become the things you hate if you do not pay attention. I'll probably make others hate themselves too if I didn't try to work on myself. And no matter if you better yourself or you don't better yourself, time is going to pass. They're basically your religion at some point. That's not love, that's manipulation. I'm gonna live like I'm 80 now. I'm gonna live exactly like I'm 80, but in a 23-year-old's body. But sometimes bad consequences are bad. They can be real bad. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Did you guys miss me? Okay, so today the topic that I wanted to talk about was how aging is worse than death. And before you come for me, this is not what you think it means, okay?
There's definitely more of an explanation behind that title, okay?
Trust me, trust me.
Trust me.
Like, it's a recent realization I had literally in Switzerland when I was laying down. At this moment, time feels like it moves really slowly. But the thing is that time will pass. And you need to realize that whatever the fuck you're doing right now, you need to make sure you like it because you are going to die someday. I always fucking say that, but you know what scared me even more? That night when I was sitting on my bed, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to die someday. But sometimes, you know, death doesn't seem that scary. Okay, I don't mean to sound fucking dark. We all are bound to die. The idea of death can bring you some sort of peace because you know that no matter the shit that you go through, the most embarrassing shit, you know that someday it's going to be gone because you're going to be dead. Again, I don't mean to sound morbid, it's just genuinely something that calms me. We're all going to the same place. But you know what scares me more than death? Is the fact that we are going to age. Okay, before you come for me, I'm not saying that.
You get wrinkles and that shit sucks.
Yes, of course, if your body ages, your health is gonna be worse. Of course, that sucks. But that's not what I mean when I say that aging sucks. When I say aging sucks is the fact that you are going to be with yourself for the rest of your life. So if you do not change as you get older, do not try to make progress as you get older, you are going to become someone that you fucking hate. So let's say you don't like yourself now. In 2 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years, in 50 years, you are going to be with a person that you dislike for the rest of your life. Do you think that's fun? And it's very scary because you might be like, how do you become a person that you're proud of? And all my fucking videos, I always say that I want to become someone that my little self can be proud of. And that's one of my biggest motivators. But one of the sad things that I realized that night was the fact that one of my biggest driving forces is to make sure that I do not become someone that I fucking hate. I think with every single kid, it's like you look up to your parents. You're like, I want to become like my mom. I want to become like my dad. They're basically your religion at some point. But the thing is that you viewed your parents as mom and dad, not like any other sort of identity. They're human. They make mistakes. I'm not saying that justifies any of their certain actions. But sometimes the way they love you might fucking hurt. It's not the way you want to be loved. And then there comes a certain time that you realize, hey, maybe I don't want to become like my dad. Maybe I cannot become like my dad. Maybe I cannot become like my mom. And that's when you lose your fucking religion. That's when that shit fucking hurts. Which is why I work so hard to improve myself. I am my dad's daughter. I am my mother's daughter. Of course, like I catch myself doing shit and I try to be aware of my own actions, which is why I try to communicate with my friends. Something bothers me instead of just holding it up and internalizing it. You need to also just realize that not everyone on this fucking planet are the people that fucking hurt you. Like you need to realize there are good people out there. Like they were never bad parents. I want to make that clear. Ever since I was a kid, I just knew that something didn't sit right. I just did not like who I was becoming. I cannot showcase all sorts of emotions. I need to suppress my emotions every single day. I'm stressed. I felt like I was only allowed to be stressed. I wasn't allowed to feel any other emotions. When I felt happy, I felt guilty for feeling happy. I felt shame to do anything besides what I'm being told. And the longest time I was scared to go out for a walk because I felt like I didn't deserve to go out for a walk. I felt like I was just born a bad person. Like I was born with shame. I didn't feel like I had any sort of right to do anything that I wanted to. I wasn't allowed to put pretty clothes on my body because I was considered ugly, fat. Like when you get called names for the majority of your life, especially as a kid, like you don't get called beautiful. Even now, like when people are like, you're so beautiful, I don't feel it. My confidence has definitely went up compared to like fucking ages ago. It's something that's very hard to adjust because as a kid, when you just never been told that, it's very hard to learn that. This is a hot take, or maybe it's not a hot take. If you're not financially stable, emotionally stable, or just don't have the emotions give to another person, you should not have kids. Because you're gonna traumatize them. Went to therapy for like 2 years, 3 years, starting to build up that source of confidence was probably from college, I would say. It's been like 4 or 5 years now. How independence can change you, how independence can shape the way you think and how you can become your own person. You can think how you think, because like when you're just in the same environment with the same people, you always think the same way. You're like, there's nothing out there, there's nobody out there. There might even be other people like you out there, and it's not normal. It's not normal to always wake up stressed, wake up so unhappy. In the society that we live in, yes, being happy is difficult, but you need to know that you reserve the right to be happy. Every single person on this planet deserves to be happy. You are allowed to smile. You are allowed to call yourself beautiful. You are allowed to live the life that you want. You don't own people shit. You didn't ask to be fucking born. And if your parents make you feel bad about that, like, oh my god, I birthed you, I raised you, yeah, Maybe that's the bare minimum. Like, what the fuck did you think you were supposed to do? Give birth and just throw the kid away? Like, okay, thank you for doing the bare minimum. Now what? I did not ask to be born. You were the adult and you decided to have a kid. Why the fuck am I parenting you? Why am I your emotional punching bag? Why do I need to deal with your childish shit? Go to therapy, bro. Go to fucking therapy. I'm not your therapist. Grow up. I'm 23. I'm actively trying to better myself every single day due to the trauma you gave me. You think this is fun? You think I asked for this? Waking up feeling like I shouldn't be here? And some people might never give you closure. And that's okay. And we need to accept that. We give ourselves closure. We need to realize that we are our own person. We need to take the power away from them. Because I think the moment when you realize something is wrong, you try to better yourself. Because if you don't try to better yourself, you're going to become everything that you hate. And you might be like, what do you mean everything you hate? You become the things you hate if you do not pay attention. You need to be very reflective of your actions. Why am I so scared? Why am I so stressed? Why do I want to run away? Why do I not want to speak to them? Yes, this takes a lot of brain power. It can be exhausting sometimes. Maybe I'm projecting onto them. Honestly, I don't want to think about like what would have happened if I didn't try to work on myself. It's honestly a very scary thought because when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I would definitely have became the person I hated. Like the person I would hate to become. I would have became exactly that. And I would have to live with myself for the rest of my fucking life. And that's why some people have so much hatred in their hearts. You see people like commenting like the most horrendous shit to others because they have a lot of hate in themselves. Because you wouldn't do that if you love yourself. Like never healing myself, projecting my own insecurities onto others, being extremely mean, judging others, laughing at others, making others feel insecure so I can feel better, manipulating others, gaslighting others. Like there's just, the list just goes on. And I'm like, yeah, that would be horrible. Yeah, I'd fucking hate myself. I'll probably make others hate themselves too if I didn't try to work on myself. Like imagine that, all that at the age of 30, 40, 50, 70, till I'm fucking dead. That's worse than death, honestly, because I would have to live with myself physically. Because when you're dead, you're dead. Goodbye. You're never gonna see this planet Earth again. Bye-bye. But living, that shit's hard because you have to experience every single minute, every single year, many times. Because you can sit there and be like, whatever, just have time pass. Because time will pass. Time is going to pass you by. And no matter if you better yourself or you don't better yourself, time is going to pass. Time doesn't wait for anyone. The truth is that when we fucking die, there's going to be a tomorrow. It's just going to be a tomorrow without you in it. You know, that just gives you some perspective. Like time is going to pass either way, so you might as well become the person that you like. There's also people who are unaware that they need healing or that they are becoming the person that they do not like. What I can say to that is just that you need to respect your younger self. Like if you feel like something's wrong, you feel stressed, people make you cry, you have a horrible experience every single time you're with this person, there's probably something wrong in the environment. And I know a lot of us are like, okay, what if I can't move out? Honestly, I don't know what to say because like I personally didn't realize anything was wrong until quarantine actually. So I was probably like 20. Like when I was in like high school, I never realized anything was wrong because I was so focused on my academics, I didn't give a fuck. Achieving independence is definitely easier when you reach adulthood. But I think just having some sort of self-expression, journaling, going to therapy, trying your best to figure out ways to help you heal is probably the best because of course, like, you know, as a child, you're not going to have the financial independence to do anything, right? Which really fucking sucks. And another thing I want to tell you is that, which is something that I only came to terms of maybe this year, which is the fact that you are not responsible for changing anyone. You're not. Okay, you need to realize that. Some people are shit. You can communicate and communicate and communicate and communicate till you're fucking dead, basically. They don't want to listen. It's not that they don't understand, it's that they don't want to listen. They don't care. They don't care about you enough to change because they like how things are. Okay, they don't want things to change. Even though it hurts you, even though you tell them it hurts you, they want to put it under the rug. That's not love. That's manipulation. And they might not even realize that they're manipulating you, but that's not love. If that is love, that's not how I want to be loved. I get upset at things that I would never do to another person. If you do something horrible to me, I am allowed to be upset because in this entire lifetime of mine, I would never, ever, ever do that to you because that's me. I have strong moral grounds and I would never do that to hurt you. If my daughter is crying to me, telling how much she's hurt, how much pain she's in, I will see that because that's my daughter. And because I love her. I would not gaslight her, play the victim, sweep it under the rug, yell at her, make her question her own emotions and feelings, telling her that she doesn't have the right to feel that way. That's not what a parent should do. You know, you can always justify their actions and shit. I'm tired of doing that. You're gonna be called selfish. I think that to live a fulfilling life, sometimes you have to be selfish. I am protecting a child right now. I am protecting little me. I can't have her go through that. I just physically cannot. I cannot put her in a dangerous situation like that because that is just such a horrible thing to do. I don't feel safe for her. I cannot bear to look at it. I cannot put her in that situation. A horrible space for her mentally, and it'll stress her out, and the person that she will become, I would hate to see it. If I cannot put her in that space, I am not going to put myself in that space. And sometimes standing your ground is very difficult, especially towards your loved ones. Your boundaries might change as you get older, right? You might be like, I can take more of this, but right now, do what's best for you right this moment, okay? Because in this lifetime, you come first. Do not live according to someone else's rules, according to your boyfriend's rules, your husband's rules, your siblings' rules, your parents' rules, your friends' rules. There's no rule book to life. I wish there was step by step on how to become a good person, how to navigate life. All you can go with is your own emotions. You need to ask yourself what feels right, what do I do that makes me happy, and what feels safe. And you go according to that.
I don't feel safe with this person.
Okay, then maybe you should not interact with that person. At least for me, I just hope that when I do reach the time where I am going to die, that I can really just look myself in the eye and just be like, yeah, we became a person we're proud of. This is the person we wanted to be. And not sitting there being, I have so much regrets. I can't believe I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I know that I've improved, which is every single day I'm like, if I die right this moment, would I be okay? And honestly, majority of the time, yes. Yes. I think I'm becoming the person I want to be. I have good people around me. If this is the moment where I'm done, then I think it'll be okay. I put my boundaries straight. I stopped interacting with people that harmed me. I started doing things I like. I started taking a lot of risks. I acted the way I want to act. Of course, there's some stuff that I have not done, but I think I'll be able to get to it. I think I have the courage to be able to get to it. Of course, there's still so many things I want to do, but every day I'm like, I think I'm trying my best. Every day, and I think that's really good. My standards for trying my best also changed. Like, I don't have to become smartest, prettiest, strongest, the hottest, the bravest, but I just need to become a good version of me. Get a little bit better every single day. And then at the end of the day, I can be like, okay, I tried my best, did all this, now I can go to bed. How do I explain this? I just want to become me. Honestly, I think by the time I'm 80, I really hope I'm in the greens. Somewhere really green and somewhere really blue, and I can hear birds. Because like I know how fast time passes, I'm constantly like, am I wasting time? I see other 23-year-olds not acting the same way I do. When you grow up as an outsider, you know, you always constantly feel like an outsider. Am I doing this wrong? Am I doing that wrong? But then once again, like, how can you possibly do life wrong when my life is mine? Like, who the fuck am I comparing to at the end of the day? I like the mundane shit. I like the boring shit. Like, I'm a boring fucking ass person, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I really need to just live according to my own standards. I always do this thing where I'm like, oh, I hope like when I'm 80 years old, like I can like do some shit like that. But like, you know what? I'm gonna live like I'm 80 now. I'm gonna live exactly like I'm 80, but in a 23-year-old's body. It's hard, especially right now. Like, there's stuff that's going to be changing around in my life, and I feel like I'm not the best with change. I'm trying to get better at that. It's scary. I don't deal well with that shit. You know, I just fucking don't deal well with that shit. I felt like I always need to have a purpose. It was like in mid-college, I realized I don't have a fucking purpose. I freaked out because I was like,
no purpose, no purpose. Okay, then what do I do?
As time passes, I'm like, genuinely, I think that's a very good thing because I feel so free. We don't have a fucking purpose. We really don't. And you know what? That's good because life is just about experience. It's a privilege to be alive. You don't need to have a purpose. Why do you need to have a purpose? You can just do whatever the fuck you want. Just go experience life. The point of life is just to find something so minuscule and bring you so much joy. You don't need to be a hero in someone's life. You don't need to do something grand. Literally, we're all going to die. If some people can make a bigger impact, okay, great. But you don't need to do that to make a point, to make a statement about your life, because you don't have to make a statement for your life. Honestly, boring is not bad. When did the word boring become bad? Don't fake shit. Like, when we age, we tend to accept more of ourselves. I tend to see that when people get older, they like more simpler things. I'm not gonna lie, like, even when I was a kid, I was always very mature for my age. I generally do think that I'm more mature than people my age. Yeah. I'm gonna start living like I'm fucking 80, like literally.
How old are you, Via?
80 years old. So I genuinely hope that this video motivates you start changing whatever sorts of way that is appropriate for yourself. Time really passes. I can't believe I was a college freshman like 5 years ago. Like, I sit here, I'm like, wow. And who knows, maybe you are already changing. You just don't realize it, right? Because you are going to deal with the consequences of your own actions. You are going to deal with yourself. If you don't try to heal yourself, there are going to be consequences. Back then, I always say consequences are just consequences. They can be good or bad. You are the one who has to deal with them. But sometimes bad consequences are bad. They can be real bad. And let me tell you a secret. Maybe you can avoid those horrible, horrible future consequences if you start healing now. Right now, yeah, you're gonna face some current consequences, but these current consequences might be not as bad as future consequences. Future consequences might really bite you in the ass when you're fucking 80 years old. Because that sort of self-hatred in the future, 80 years in the making, that's another sort of fucking hell. So right now, you take little steps. Everyone's life is very different. Your sort of healing is not going to be my sort of healing. Our healing journey is going to be very different, and that's fine. It's currently late. It's currently literally 1 a.m. I can't believe this, literally. I'm like so tired, but I was just in a chatty mood, and I was like, I want to make this video for you guys because I genuinely want you guys to hear this, so. One human helping another human, and therefore we can help other humans. The world can become slowly a kinder place. Better people, less anxiety, happier people, happy us. I think that is good for everyone here. Yeah, and also I just want to thank you guys for 500k. That's crazy. I want to make a thank you video soon. I was thinking about doing like a Q&A, maybe mixed with a mukbang, and I want to do a giveaway for you guys. But I also don't know if I should do it in like a vlog style or if you guys just want me to sit down, answer questions. But let me know your suggestions. I want to know, even though usually when I ask for suggestions, you guys just completely ignore me and I have to come up with the idea myself, which is fine, but I would appreciate some feedback. Thank you for 500k. I want to make a separate video thanking you guys and going more deep into it because this video is getting way too fucking long. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys all very, very soon, okay? Until then, stay safe, have an amazing day, amazing week, honestly an amazing rest of your life. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Bye bye.